Hi. We are here on I-93 at the Samberton rest stop, mile marker 60 and a half. And we are visiting the Samberton Boulder, also called Paul Bunyan's Paperweight. So why don't you come on up the trail and take a look at this massive boulder. Look at all the lichen and the mosses that are growing on it.
And I can see why the climbers
want
to use that, especially with this overhang up here.
And this is what we call a glacier erratic. When the Laurentide ice sheets were retreating, they would drop all of these rocks that had been bulldozed up from further up north, and then they just drop them.
So it's glacier
as
poop.
It melted, yeah, basically. So you can see that's a beautiful, beautiful piece of history here.
So what would you say as far as the accessibility?
I would say if you can walk and you have a little help, you can probably make it. I mean, I did. It's what, a couple hundred feet from the parking lot.
Yeah.
You're not going to be bringing a wheelchair up here,
or even a
scooter.
Yeah.
But if you have like a walker or something, you can probably make it.
All right.
Otherwise, you can stand down there at the head of the stairs. See? And you can see it.
Yep.
Not as much fun as coming up and touching it, but you can see it. So.
All right. Well, let's get you back down to the car.
Yep. Have a good.
So that was number one, the rock that I believe Dan called Big Bertha. And now we're going to go up and we're going to go to Boise Rock up in Franconia Notch. More to follow. So we didn't do much of an intro before our first one, so I figured I better say something now. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring the book. So, buddy of mine, Dan Szczesny, and I probably butchered his name, sorry Dan, wrote a book called New Hampshire Rocks That Rock. And it's a guidebook for 25 interesting rocks all over the state of New Hampshire.
He wrote it with his little daughter, Uma, who is 6. And she became the very first person to complete New Hampshire Rocks that rock quest.
So we're working it to the best of our ability because a lot of them are just, you can just drive up to it and look at it. You can, you know, they're handicap accessible in some cases. So we're going to do as many of them as we can. And of course, we're going to video our trips.
And in the end, we get a patch
that Uma designed.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So our first one was, of course, the Sanborn rock, which I believe he called Big Bertha. It was a very interesting glacial erratic there right at the Sanborn rest area. So the next one that we're on our way to is Boise Rock, which is in Franconia Notch on the northbound side. There's just a little side trail there, and you can literally pull right up to it and see it out your windshield if you get the right parking spots. It's really neat. I've seen it before, but we're going to go check it out again. We're going to video it, of course. But first, we're going to get us something to eat, because there's lots of great places to eat there in Lincoln. So more to follow. Okay, so we're just about to pull into Boise Rock, but based on what we've seen, we may not be able to park there. So we're going to check it out, but we may just drive by. We will see. So I was definitely wrong about the parking situation here. We've got plenty of parking.
Boise Rock. This great glacial erratic has been a part of the history and folklore of Franconia Notch for generations. Thomas Boise, a noted teamster of this region, was sledding through the Notch in midwinter soon after the first road was built. Overtaken by a fierce snowstorm, he was unable to continue on. Realizing he must take drastic action to survive, he killed and skinned his horse. Crawling under the overhang of this rock, he wrapped himself in the hide and spent the night. Men sent out the next day to search for him found Tom still alive, but encased in the frozen hide that had to be cut away with axes in order to release him. He spent the night right under there.
So without the scooter, sometimes these hills, I can get her down it, but getting her back up it is very challenging. So she can use the wheelchair as a walker, and if she has to stop and rest, we can lock the wheels and she can sit in it. But thankfully this is a short little trail.
It's absolutely accessible, though, for both manual wheelchair and scooters.
Though with a manual wheelchair, you're probably going to need some help getting back up.
Yeah, you will.
So that hill was pretty steep. I'm not sure if the scooter would have made it back up it without help or not. It's accessible, but with limitations. So that completes our adventures for today. Kind of short and sweet, but that's 2 out of 25 on Dan's list. And we'll keep taking video as we go through and do the rest of the list, along with our rail trails and all of our usual stuff.
Yep. Thank you for coming along, and have a blessed day, and choose joy.
Amen.